All right, welcome back to the Manufacturing Alliance podcast. This is the Chat and Chow. And, we're trying to get a little bit more professional the more that we do this. So we're not just jumping right into a conversation. We're trying to make it a little bit better. We're learning as we go. It's continuous improvement. That's part of manufacturing. And that is what we're doing. So now you see, we have this nice little screen to start us off. So that's something. And like I said, we're just trying to get a little bit better every week, every day that we do this. And we're going to keep putting more out because the response has been really, really good. And especially with, the first person we talked to, which was Hillary Coombs from Westminster Tool. And Hillary and I decided that we were going to do these chat and chows every Monday because why not? I mean, worst case scenario, I get to have a conversation with my friend, and that's totally worth it. And if nobody else watches, it just means I get to talk to Hillary every Monday. So I win either way. So Hill, where are you?
I'm here.
All right. There she is. There's Hillary. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to talk with you.
Awesome.
Now,
Me too.
I mean, we went from months without communicating to it's going to be every week. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I think we'll be more and more streamlined as these conversations go. Because last week we were like, "What do you do now? What do you do that? Wedding, fun, happy, kids."
We were a little all over the place, but I mean, if you can't
That's how
follow
we
us,
are.
then that's on you. I
Yeah,
mean, this is just how we are. So if you can't hang, then sorry.
exactly. Exactly.
So what's new in your world from last week?
Let's see. Nothing too much. I'm definitely starting to get more settled in. I would say last week was the first week that I felt like I had a routine now being at home. So just between kind of like the system for cooking, working, balancing, some me time. So yeah, that was a positive. And I already feel like this week is off to a more grounded start than it was the weeks previous.
Well, that's good. I think the more we do this, the more uh, the more comfortable we're going to feel in our own skin and everything else.
Yeah. And I will say for me, I think I've turned a corner to experiencing kind of a new kind of productivity that I don't think I had prior to all this.
Really?
Yeah. So I think it's positive. I think for a little while it felt so uncomfortable that I didn't know how to be, kind of like dive into productivity. But now that I've settled in and I have a routine and an area, I'm starting to be a lot more productive.
That's why I am much better at work because at home I have way too many distractions. Besides the kids, just things that I would rather do, and I need the focus of an office space. I think and plus Kelly and I are just working at the dining room table, which has now become our makeshift office again.
Classroom.
Yeah. So now the kids are calling the TV room the dining room because that's where we have all our meals because that's now the office. So, there's that. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
but,
I don't have too many distractions here. Aaron was working at home for a week, but now he's back, and that's mostly just he has an office to himself there. So what we have is the only office personnel on the team are people who really need to be there frequently.
Yep.
So, Emily, who does all of our purchasing, she really needs to be there to check in on the Kanbans. And since Aaron does IT, he's there and everybody has their own office. And so now that he's gone, it is a bit easier to focus. So.
Yeah. Excuse me.
You're good.
So Jack and I did something fun this weekend. I thought it was fun. We played catch. I went in the house and he looked a little bit bored. Mm-hmm. And I was asking him what was going on, and he was like, I'm just bored. And I said, okay, well, you want to go outside? You want to play catch for a little bit? And he said, yeah. I said, cool. Go down in the basement and get the medicine ball. Okay. Here's us playing
Yes.
catch. So it's a 20-pound medicine ball that we're trying to figure out new ways to throw back and forth. And we did that for maybe 10 minutes. And he said, I'm done with this. I'm going to get the football. And then we did that for like another 20 minutes. So it was good fun.
That's awesome. I can't believe
And a
you
good
convinced
workout.
him. I can't believe you convinced him to do it for that long.
Yeah, he had fun with it. He had fun with it. He was a good sport.
I didn't do anything like that.
No?
No. I did
What was
work
your
out.
major accomplishment of the weekend?
Major accomplishment of the weekend. Well, I organized underneath all of my sinks in the house. You know, under your, yes, how like you put, it starts organized and then after a few months you just start throwing stuff under there and then it's just kind of like piled in. So I organized underneath all of them and purged, and it honestly only took about an hour, and that was more or less the only productive thing I did yesterday. So I could check off the box.
I feel like that's a thing only, and this is very sexist, and I know that, and I'm going to say it anyways. That's something only a woman would do, is take the time to reorganize underneath sinks.
Yes. Yeah. But you know you're grateful when it's done.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't go unnoticed. I'm just saying that I don't think I'm the right person to do that.
No.
That's something Kelly or Grace would do, not me, not Jack.
Yeah. No, if Aaron, I don't know, it might be different for some men, but for Aaron, just organization is not really his thing. Organization would be however much I can fit in this bin will go. Whereas I have like cleaning products, a little first aid box, hand soap box, if somebody was sleeping over and needed a toothbrush or a razor, you know what I mean? I have it all organized. So yes, that was productive.
I want to shift to work for a hot second.
Yes, let's do that.
How's your quoting coming? Are you guys quoting a lot of projects still, or is that slow?
No, we are busy. We're really busy.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. I definitely think we had about a 2 to 3 week lull.
Yeah.
But this is probably the second or third week in a row where MJ, who does our quoting, sometimes it's a full-time job, sometimes it's a part-time job. So he, wears multiple hats, but he has had a backlog of quotes for about 2-3 weeks. So luckily we hired somebody new to train in quoting. So it's been awesome for training.
That was my only concern right now is, a lot of people are still busy unless they're in automotive, right? Because they had past projects that they were working on. But my question was, what's quoting actually like for the mold builders? Because that affects the trickle down to, the people like us that do the polishing and the welding and the engraving and all of that. If you guys aren't quoting, we're going to be slow probably 3 to 4 weeks after you are.
Yes. Yeah. So we're really lucky that as of March, when all this happened, we had already booked about 60% of our injection mold build goal for the year.
Yeah.
So the shop floor, we have a pretty consistent workload moving through about August. So we were really lucky to be in that position, but we were nervous as well. At some point everybody's going to run out. The design team's going to run out. The floor will run out. Yep. We weren't really getting much traction, but we have seen a surge recently. And I think that people are starting, I think everybody went through the same, kind of series of events. Everybody kind of retracted, went into their turtle shell. Oh no, what's going to happen? And then everybody started to see, okay, wait, we're still functioning. The manufacturing industry is still operating. And a lot of companies who were struggling, the medical industry has so many needs. So they're just flexing into new places. It might take a little longer, but.
And I think that's a huge thing to look at is the flexibility of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, medical stretches beyond so many things. And I think my opinion, take it for what it's worth. I'm not an economist or a strategist or anything. I think we're going to have a solid 2 years of people wanting to build everything in the US.
Yeah.
And then I think people will revert, and then one person will go overseas, and then another person will go overseas, and then, but I think we have about 2 years.
Yeah.
I hope
I
it
mean, I
stays
think,
longer, but
yeah, I think it's going to just expose the openness of our supply chain. And I think, honestly, I'm really excited as long as everybody is willing to be flexible and dynamic
yep,
in how they use their people, machinery, etc. I think it's going to be a positive thing. Time will tell.
yeah,
We just
for
have to
sure.
keep the companies in business
Yep.
first so that they are capable of flexing. So, yeah.
How is Connecticut? Are people kind of, are they freaked out? Is it mask central in Connecticut? Is it?
Yeah, so it's kind of weird in Connecticut. So we border New York, and the western part of Connecticut got hit pretty hard
Yep.
because a lot of New York City people live within the western parts of Connecticut. So we started to see a surge, like, if this is Connecticut, and it just started kind of trickling. Westminster Tools up here started trickling up. And so for a while, everybody was really afraid that we were going to see some type of surge like New York City had. We
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely have some areas that have been hit hard, but for the most part, the northeast and the southeastern regions, we have been hit, but we haven't been hit in a way that has put our hospitals out yet.
Sure. Sure.
The central part of the state has been hit. So I think it's a mix. There's some people who are wondering. I think we've done a great job. I think we were able to get home the eastern part of the state before a big spread happened.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, some of my friends that live in those regions, they have no interest in going anywhere anytime soon.
Sure.
So, but our state was way ahead. I mean, way before the cases started to increase in Connecticut, our governor put the stay safe, stay at home order in place. They
Yep.
have plans to start releasing us back into the wild. But I think we're going to be one of the last states with the stay safe, stay at home order lifted. So,
Yeah. I went out Sunday, and it was so difficult. You can't tell. I like to talk to people, and like nobody wants to talk because you can't see their faces. They're behind some sort of janky makeshift mask or hospital masks. And once you break through the barrier and you talk to somebody, then they want to talk about what's going on and everything.
yeah.
And everybody just looked upset. And so I got home and I told Kelly about my new idea for happy masks. And I think that it would be awesome. And I'm going to do it. I'm in the process of talking with printers right now. We're getting pricing on it. So the idea is you take a picture of yourself smiling. We have the mask printed and we send it out to you. And then it just makes society a little bit better, right? We're just bringing joy. Now you have people smiling at each other instead of like looking like sad ninjas all over the place.
So it'll be a printed smile on the mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
And then, I'm thinking we can even get crazy. And, after you buy this first set, then, to make Darby not feel alone, you can have a Darby mask printed so that you can have a dog face. You can have all those other things, but they're your pet. They're not just a generic pet.
Dog.
So we got all that working. And I came home and I was like, I have this idea. I have to do this because I want to see people's faces. And even the cashiers, I was talking to the cashiers and they said, I like talking with people, but nobody wants to have a conversation because they think you're upset because all they can see is your eyes.
Yeah. We have a blog coming out soon. We challenged employees. We have to wear in the state of Connecticut. I think it's similar in Illinois. You have to wear a mask at work.
Starting May 1st. May 1st, okay. Everywhere in public.
So ours is all businesses. You have to wear them. So any company that is considered essential, which, if your company is operating, then you are.
Yep.
All of your employees have to wear a mask. So we challenged everybody to say, we're going to take some pictures. We want to see if we can tell you're smiling. So it's funny. It was a fun little project to do. We've got a blog coming out about life at Westminster Tool. Kind of, what does it look like rocking masks, sitting in offices alone. If you know Westminster Tool, we are not loners. We are all up in each other's business, dynamic, collaborative, engaging. So we're adjusting. It's definitely not easy, but I'm just really proud to be a part of a team working through this.
Yeah, I agree with you. We've had everybody here has been, full board. They're just excited. Everybody's excited to be working.
Yeah.
And be able to be working.
Yep.
We haven't had anybody complain about anything. It's so nice. Not that we typically do, but there's a lot of stuff going on right now where, everybody's just been very upbeat. It helps that we have work. It helps that we're busy. It helps that there is a lot going on and there's a lot of positive energy going through the shop right now. That's all very helpful to keep that spirit. But
have you guys started doing like any virtual get-togethers or anything like that yet?
As far as family?
No, like as a
at
team.
Work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every Monday we do one Zoom call for the sales team. And then Tuesdays we do our all hands deck for, the heads of the department. And then we typically have one for California, and then we have one for the laser side of the business. So yeah, we do a lot of Zooms. We are Zoom happy over here.
Awesome. Something.
But even then,
go ahead.
I feel like people are more comfortable with being close together too. Not super close, right? Leave a couple chairs in between everybody and be in the same space and just be mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're all itching to get back. It's been really hard. I will say a positive is I think prior to all of this, everybody wanted to work from home, right? Everybody who could work from home wanted to. And so now everybody's had that chance. And I think everybody's found that it's not really all you think it is. I mean, you still have to get the same amount of work done. You have no interaction or collaboration. You're not as stimulated with things going on. You're not exposed to as many learning opportunities. So it's been, I think that's a positive. I think, and I think vice versa, all the people on the shop floor who historically, I don't think we have much of it on our team, but in general are like, no, I wish I could work from home, but then they start seeing that everybody at home is literally never leaving their house. And here they are getting to go have interaction every day.
Well, it's the same thing with travel, right? I mean, you do a lot of travel. The people that don't get to do travel, they think that you get to go on vacation all the time and go to all these luxurious places when really you don't go outside. Like you're working in another environment. You're just away from everybody.
Yeah.
And I think I would love to take every single person that works here on one out of state sales trip so they can see what it is. I mean, there's some positives, but
I mean, you work double. Whatever you normally work in a week when I'm traveling, you're pretty much on the clock from the moment you wake up till you go to bed.
Not only on the clock, but you have to be on your game. You can't, I mean, there's no hiding under a rock for a few hours because you are with people all the time, which for me, not the end of the world, right? I don't hate that. I don't hate being with people.
It's not the worst, but it is, even for people like you and I, it is tiring at the end of it.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that break.
Yes.
I find that after those trips, I just, I need some silence for a little while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
It's good to get back home.
Exactly. Yeah. But it is nice. We're lucky. We get to miss the house. We get to miss home as well every once in a while, which honestly, I am just embracing how much time I'm getting to spend in my house because, we purchased this gorgeous house and I'm always traveling and always somewhere. So I've just been really enjoying being here and kind of settling into my space. So I have been working on this reading room and I finally finished it. So that was exciting.
Nice. Is that the room downstairs?
Yeah. So it was just kind of a miscellaneous, like some couches. But I put a bookcase in. I kind of decorated a little bit. And now has a purpose, and I've sat down there so many times now. Before, it was just a wasted room that I wanted to utilize, but never took the time to invest in. So
Just like our guest room before you came out for the golf outing.
exactly.
It was just,
So
it was the junk drawer of rooms is what it
yep,
was.
yep.
And then you came out and we turned it into a makeshift, not makeshift. It was a solid guest room.
It was a solid guest room, and you still have that extra desk in there. So a little
Yep.
office space. Yeah.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
not comfortable to sit there for long periods of time, but you know, it works. It does what it's supposed to do.
It does the job. Hopefully you're not
Yeah.
sitting there for too long.
No, not at all. All right. What else you want to cram in here? We got like 8 minutes left because our goal is to keep this to 30 minutes and not overwhelm people with our ridiculousness.
Yes. All right. So what I would like to know is if you have a goal for the week.
My goal for the week. Yeah, my goal for the week is to not go to McDonald's this week and break down for French fries. That's one of my goals for the week.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, I want to actually hit all my Zoom meetings. We had to skip a couple. Actually, I already broke that one. We skipped our sales meeting today, but I gotta catch back up with the sales team. We had a lot of people out doing stuff today, so it kind of made sense to skip that one. But major goals, that's really what I have. What about you?
So I'm really excited. We have decided to try to get back into our strategic planning. We use Traction, which I know we've talked about.
Yep. Yep.
And that definitely took a little bit of a pause because of this, but also prior to this, we had about a 2-3 months of just focusing on sales and some structure and some things that had our attention other than that. So we decided amidst all of this that we were going to commit 4 hours minimally a week during all of this to be focused on the future and get out of living in the moment and feeling like we're just surviving.
Nice.
So
I guess
I'm
my
very
other
excited.
goal this week is to get happy masks out and start getting those orders placed. I got an email response from my printer. I'm not checking it now because I'm giving him my undivided attention, but it's killing me to know what he wants to say. Kelly says that room is still a junk drawer room. It's getting better. No, it actually got worse. It got worse after you left.
Is there still a bed in there?
There is a bed. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you just would have to clean it off. It can still be used.
Yeah, for sure. Now there's just like a ceiling fan that I never returned in there. There's some other stuff in there that doesn't necessarily need to be in there, but we don't know where else to put it. But it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. It'll work. So the other thing that I wanted to do is play Would You Rather.
Okay.
Because it's fun. And at the end of the day, we said that we promised to spread some positivity and fun. So,
right.
Would you rather not be able to stop dancing or not be able to stop singing?
I'm gonna say I would rather not be able to stop dancing. Because I don't think anybody needs to hear me sing. I think minimal people want to hear me talk as much as I do. And if I had to sing everything like I was living in a musical, I think people might shoot me. You know, and dancing, you're just going to be burning calories all the time.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I said I wouldn't want to dance because there's so many times in life where, you know, like on a plane or on a roller coaster, or I mean, these are like the 20%. I don't know why I was thinking of them.
Does
but I was
this
like,
count as dancing?
Fine. Huh?
Like, is this dancing? Like if I was on a plane, can I just bop my head a little bit?
I can't see you. I don't know why it's not showing me you. I don't know that. Just hold on.
So you're just looking at yourself the whole time. Now can you see me? And now we can't hear you. You went and broke it. Hold on. There you go. I got you unmuted now.
Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I can see you. Sometimes I can't see you. It's kind of been bouncing for me in and out.
All right.
So
I guess it depends on what dancing is. Is it, you know, bobbing your head? Is it, you know, Doing a
I
little hand action every once in a while, jazz hands or whatever.
I think it would be just like full blown dance. I mean, I guess a head bob would work. So then if that's the case, that's easier than singing. I too am a terrible singer, so I wouldn't want to have to sing all the time.
Although you can rap like a rock star.
I can rap one song. No, there's probably
I,
a few others up my sleeve that you haven't heard yet.
I've seen that a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to rap. Well, back growing up, my sister had a great voice. And so she was the singer and I could not compete with singing. So then I just started rapping.
Every good band needs a rapper.
Yes. Yes. And that is why her and I sang Black Eyed Peas, Where's Love? Because there was a singing chorus and a rapping portion.
Would you have a rap name?
No, I don't know. People call me Hill
You'd
Dog.
have to think about that.
Yeah,
Hill
people call me
Dog.
Hill Dog. Chalk Dog. I don't know where Chalk Dog came from.
That's fun. Hey, have you guys heard of, I'm jumping and I should have done this earlier, but I didn't, but now I'm going to do it now. So if we go a little bit over, we'll go a little bit over. Have you guys heard about Amerimold Connects?
Yes.
What's your thought?
I definitely want to
putting you on the spot.
No, that's okay. I think I'm just going to be honest. I'm really nervous. I feel like we need connection still. And if we're not going to get it face to face, I would love a virtual option, but I'm just so nervous about the way we are today in getting as much value out of that, in the sense that it's hard to stay focused on a 1 hour Zoom call.
Yep.
So that it does make me nervous, but I also think it's the future. I think that we're all learning things about, engaging virtually. I mean, how awesome would it be? How much more could we connect through trade shows and industry associations if suddenly our customers were willing to do that virtually with us?
Yep.
It would be amazing. I'm just so nervous. And I think it's because it's the unknown.
Right.
If they had done it and said like, hey, come to this, this is how it works. And it's been proven, I'd be the first one to sign up, but I think I'm just so nervous about people's ability to stay engaged. But I love the idea. And I think if we can find a way to successfully do that, it would be huge, especially for this year. We still need those interactions.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're signed up for it. We're signed up to, I guess, be an exhibitor and possibly present some new technology that we have and everything. So we're on board. We want to support our friends at Gardner and mold making technology. They're in this the same way we are.
Yep. And I think with Amerimold Connects, and I think Gardner just in general, they're the resource for all of us. They're the resource for where we learn, and they're the resource where we get information about our companies out. So you brought up a really good point that I think it's important for us to all consider how we're supporting each other. You might not need it now, but you need their business to continue to give you the information on new technologies and best practices, and in addition to get word about your own company out.
Yep, I agree. So if you are listening and you're in the industry, you should go to moldmakingtechnology.com, I think it is probably, and look up Amerimold Connects and see how you can get involved. Whether it's participating or just showing up for those days. If I would have been prepared for this, I would have known exactly what the days those are.
Yeah, I was like, you put me on the spot and I don't even know the details of it. I just know it's going to be a virtual trade show. That's all I know. So
yeah,
maybe next week.
I had just finished talking with Ryan Delahanty about it last week, and that's why it's fresh in my brain. And I want to see what mold builders are actually thinking of the idea, because that's where our impact will come from.
I love the idea because I am kind of freaking out about connections. We have work now, but when we go to trade shows, we're building connections for the next 6 to 12 months. So I have to start thinking about what is the impact going to be of not having trade shows this year now. Yep. So I love the idea, but I'm really glad that that company's taking care of figuring out how to make it happen.
Yeah, I think they'll do a good job. I think they'll do a great job, honestly. They all, every time they do a show or whatever, it seems to be very positive. So
they put the audience first.
They did.
That's what's most important. Yeah. I know we've gotten quite a few questions. I don't know if Emily from our marketing team has, given a bunch of feedback on what we would be looking for. So
Cool.
yeah.
We barely went over.
We did so good.
We did. We did. And if there's any, you don't have to write it now in the chat, but if you watch this and you want us to discuss anything different, let
Yeah.
us know. Should we try Facebook Live? Should we try LinkedIn Live? Should we try Instagram Live? What platform would people rather this be on? I'm open to any suggestions and trying to figure out what the best way to get people some positivity and some light lunch conversation.
Yeah. And topics. Like I said,
Topics,
we're gonna be connecting, so we're be getting more and more streamlined. So we'd love to hear what everybody else wants to hear about. Otherwise, we will just be keeping it positive in our own terms.
Yeah, and like I said before, if nobody watches it, that's okay. We've got more people that are interested in coming on this show. I guess you want to call it a show.
Yeah.
We'll call it a show. Let's see. Where is it? It's right here. We've got.
Can you share it? There we go.
I'm working on that now. Yeah. Hillary was today. She'll be here every Monday. And then I fixed it. Kyle Clouda will be chatting with us on the 30th from MSI Mold Builders. He's also working with Lori Harbor. On the 1st, Larry Patton's going to talk to us for a little bit, which would be a totally different dynamic, which will be good. And then Alex Hoffer from Hoffer Plastics. Elle Hill, who is a jewelry aficionado. She knows everything and anything. She helps jewelers launch their brands. She's based out of England, and
Awesome.
I met her at a JCK show, and she is incredibly positive and uplifting. If you just need more positivity in your life, she's doing awesome daily videos with just like some marketing tips and sales tips and things on how to grow your business. And then on the 15th, your neighbor, kind of, Mr. Charlie Daniels from Webco Tool will be on. And again, just a fireball of energy and positivity, and just, somebody that I like to talk to and hang out with. So, I'm excited to be able to talk with all these people and just get their side of the story about what's going on in their lives and in the industry. And hopefully we can all grow and get better together and be stronger.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep looking at you now.
Oh, well, I still can't see you. It's the weirdest thing.
So you're just like having a conversation with yourself all day.
Well, I can't see myself either.
Minutes.
I see a black screen, but it's okay.
Oh,
you're up on my YouTube over to the side, so I have a delayed view of you over here.
I'm glad that's working, because if it didn't, that would make this even worse of a show.
I would have told you way in advance. It doesn't matter what I look at. It matters what's showing on the screen. That's what really matters. So
Thank you. All right. So do you have any prayer things that we should, any things that we should pray for today?
No, I just want to pray that people continue to come to know Jesus through this time, because our church has doubled in attendance. So I hope that trends like that continue.
That is so awesome. And I'll tell you, Ryan Delahanty from Mold Making Technology, Gardner Business Media, he called me after our first call, and he said he was really pleasantly surprised with the conversation that we had, because he had no idea that we would be sharing faith as much as we did.
Yeah.
But I think this is a time where people need it.
Yeah. So, and it's part of who we are, and it's a wonderful, positive piece of our lives that we want to share. So I definitely don't want to keep that to myself. So I'm really glad that somebody benefited from that.
Absolutely. So we're only 6 minutes over. I think we can get this done in 2 more minutes, and then we can go about our day. So Heavenly Father, thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk and connect and be friends. Thank you for the way that you are using the current state of affairs to change people's lives and draw them closer to you and give them hope and strength to get through these sometimes trying and stressful times. We just pray that you would keep us safe and that you would move us through this season quickly, but not too quickly that we don't learn what we're supposed to learn and we go back to bad habits. And yeah, we hope that somebody get something out of this. They realize that they can share their faith with others and that it's okay. And that there's other weird people that are going to sit there and pray with them. So we love you. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hill, thank you for talking with me again today and not being tired of me. I really do appreciate that.
That's not possible, so don't worry.
Depends on who you ask if that's possible or not. But
I don't know. We've spent like multiple days in a row together and we didn't get sick of each other. So
true. It's true. But if I don't talk to you for the rest of the week, have a great week. And I will see you and talk to you. Hopefully see you. You're going to have to get that figured out on Monday.
Okay. Sounds good. Have a great week.
You too, my friend.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye. Where is that? All right. We're still learning. We're getting better. Trust me. We'll get better.
Okay.
All right. See you, Hill.
Bye.